What is up, Gamer Nation? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Switch 2. Yes. All my recent videos have been about the Switch 2, but it's because I'm excited, just like many of you. But I know many of you are also very nervous about the Switch 2 and are scared. Many people are saying, oh, it's too expensive, which I definitely agree that maybe $80 games are a little bit egregious. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I've been seeing a lot of discourse on the internet about how the Switch 2 is the next Wii U. There is outrage in the streets about how much the Switch 2 is going to cost and how much games are going to cost. And guys, I'm kind of nervous too. But we got to think about this for a little second. I'm not going to try and justify $80 games because that is a little bit much. But the last time games have seen a price increase was the 360 generation, the PS3 and 360 generation. That's like over 20 years ago. The market was ready for a price increase. And I think 500 for the bundle, of 450 just for the normal console is like, that makes sense. I don't think it's really overpriced. Too bad. I think that's a good price for what it can do. 4K, 120 frames per second, 450 for a portable device too. All that packed into one. I don't think the actual console price is too bad. But I don't think that's what many people are concerned about. Many people are concerned about the game price, and I understand. I think we were due for the $70 increase. I figured most of the games this generation were going to be 70, but to see it go up to 80 instantly and just skip the 70 price point is a little worrying. Then they just delayed the pre-order date because of all the tariffs that have just been signed here in America, where I'm based in. That is also worrying that they might hike up the price even more because to counteract the tariffs. So, how much are you guys willing to pay for Switch 2? I really plan on buying the console unless it's just as like crazy stupid. I I feel like you gotta get the bundle. You can't buy the game for $80 when it's only 50 in the bundle. That's a pretty good deal. And it really sucks that all this is happening around the Switch 2 because everything they've shown to me looks amazing. The Donkey Kong game looks amazing. Mario Kart World looks amazing. But is this going to be the next Switch 2? Is this going to be a huge failure for Nintendo? I honestly do not think so, given what we've seen. The Wii U, part of the problem of the failure was, one, people didn't know it was a whole new console. I think we've solved that problem. And number two is a launch title. The best launch title for the Nintendo Wii U was Super Mario Bros. U and Nintendo Land, which Nintendo Land is a fun game, but those two are not good launch titles. For Switch, we got the most expansive Mario Kart game off the bat. One of the best selling Switch 1 games is I think the best selling Switch 1 game is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I think it's very smart of them to put Mario Kart on the console day one. That is a huge launch title. Then, not like a month into the console's life, we get a crazy Donkey Kong game that's basically the spiritual successor to Mario Odyssey, from what I've seen. The first month of this console's life is very packed. Then, not even speaking of all the third parties that are porting their games to the console. Because we got Elden Ring, Cyberpunk on the cartridge. The whole game is on the cartridge. That's amazing. So I think third-party support-wise, the Switch 2 already blows the Switch 1 out of water. But that's like, obviously, because we finally have the power in Nintendo console. But I understand the price being a big, like, put off point for people that are not sold on the console quite like I am. But I don't know how, if the console will ever go down, especially with all these tariffs putting into place. I don't know if we're ever gonna have huge sales for this thing. If it does poorly, if all the people in these Treehouse Live chats actually do what they say and aren't gonna buy it, then sure, the price will go down like the 3DS situation. But I just can't see that happening. I feel like the Switch 2 is going to be a pretty decent success. Maybe not reach the same heights as Switch 1. But that'd be pretty hard because the Switch 1's like on pace, or is already the best-selling console of all time, or it's pretty close. So what do you guys think? Do you think Nintendo made a huge mistake costing $80 for the game? Or is the market just ready for a price increase? I know the times are rough. Everything is getting more expensive. But I think that's just the market we're in right now. I hope someday we can get back down to $70 at least. Because the jump to 70, 80 already is kind of absurd. They only priced one game at $70, being Tears of the Kingdom, and we're already up to 2, or we're already up to 80. I figured we might even see $75 games, but just straight to 80. Yeah, kind of sucks. But I'm going to buy it in the first month, probably, unless it goes up. But I don't think it will. But if it does, that probably will make me not buy it for who knows how long. But let me guys know what you think. Down in the downstairs. See you later, Gamer Nation. Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And if you did, please go watch another. Please.